Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1. It's Phathead. Interesting weather day. We start with some sun. We get to some clouds. Then we get some rain this afternoon. It looks like close to 50. Tomorrow, cold and breezy again. Back down to about 35 and sunshine. So we're a little up and down here this time of year, but overall not bad as long as we stay away from the white stuff. We'll be good, right? That is a good tip for life, just in general, for health. Just stay away from the white stuff, and you'll be pretty good. Whether it comes to certain drugs that you shouldn't use, or maybe breads that are too heavy that you shouldn't eat, or snow on the ground, just stay away from the white stuff. We can get through the winter with none of it. We will be absolutely fantastic. All right. Before we get into some of these different articles, I got to tell you what GameStop did, and Australia. Congrats to the country of Australia for doing what they're doing. We're going to get to those in a second. Every now and again, we get some restaurants and some folks to come through our radio station and, provide some brunch for the company and, show us what they got. And, then they become good friends of the radio station. You hear their commercials all over the place, and they become clients. And, we develop that relationship. And a lot of that begins with these folks coming in and showcasing what they can do and the type of food they make. I rarely do this, okay? Just give me a second. I need a couple of minutes here because I still am not really able to find the words to describe the food that I ate yesterday. It was incredible. Tucker's Tap Room and Smokehouse. All right, if you haven't heard of it, here's where you need to go. 9095 Sound Avenue in Mattituck. All right, 9095 Sound Avenue, Mattituck. And the place, absolutely, looking at the pictures and stuff, I can't wait to actually go out there and have a meal there on site. Looks incredible as far as the visual, and I feel like I've passed it before. Like driving out to the ferry, driving out to Orient and stuff, Greenport. Like I feel like it looks very familiar. So they came in, bunch of the folks, the owners, and don't ask me to try to tell you the names of the people who came in, and I hope they're having a good laugh about it, because aren't we all like that, right? You meet people, you forget names. Nice dudes. We took a picture together. I'm going to have to post it. One of the guys he looked so familiar. Like we go back or something. He's like, yeah, I have one of those faces. Maybe I got to try to place him. I feel like he looks familiar. But we had the most incredible food. The brisket. This brisket that they brought out was, you want to talk about you pick it up with your fork and then it starts to break up because it's so soft. That's what it was like. The pastrami sandwich was absolutely insane. I think that was the highlight for a lot of the people in the company. The pulled pork, some of the softest and best tasting I've ever had. And, they had all the other stuff, the black beans and the different side dishes and the pickles and they had a ton of stuff. Listen, I know sometimes people get all crazy about stuff and they're like, oh, you got to try this. No, really. Tucker's Tap Room and Smokehouse in Mattituck, Sound Avenue, Mattituck. If you're not out near Mattituck, take the ride. It's a good, day out or night out. Just, go take the drive, enjoy it. They give you something to do, and check them out. And then I'm looking at the pictures of the place online. Very rustic. They have live music almost every night or on the weekends, and the place looks like just a gorgeous, rustic, almost winery-looking place, like you'd expect when you walk into a winery out there. Just, it looks awesome, man. And I'm going to get out there one day and go check it out in person, because that brisket was unbelievable. You heard it straight from me. I'm not lying about this, all right? Tucker's Tap Room and Smokehouse in Mattituck, Sound Avenue. Absolutely incredible. All right, I know. I'm going to stop. I know it's a little too early for brisket. Is it ever too early for brisket? I don't know. All right, GameStop had a Trade Anything Day. And this is what people brought in. They get a $5 credit, and they could trade anything in. The top things that were brought into GameStop the other day: taxidermied animals, that's right, including a bobcat and a goose, a tiny Jesus doll, a creepy doll collection, used Air Jordans, a 20-mile-per-hour speed limit sign, a dog portrait, and someone actually brought in a living dog, but they did not accept that, no. A copy of the Declaration of Independence, VHS tapes with episodes of Friends on it, and an instant streaming Wii disc in an old Netflix sleeve envelope. GameStop said 80,000 different items were brought in, and everybody got a $5 credit for the store. Pretty cool. And then there's this. Thank you to the country of Australia. Australia has banned all social media for kids 15 and under. It includes age restrictions on all the major platforms: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, everything. Companies face steep fines if they don't deactivate kids' accounts, and they have to take what they're calling reasonable steps to keep them from setting up new ones. Listen, I know this is not the popular idea with some parents and some kids, but I'm telling you, this would be a good thing for a lot of families, for sure. And I'm sure one of the things you're thinking is, well, they'll just find a way around it. They're going to convince an adult to set up an account for them and things like that. Yes, that's true. You get like a 14-year-old kid to say, hey, Ma, can you open me up a Snapchat? And how is anyone going to know who's actually on that phone if the mother sets it up? Here's the other way kids are trying to get around it. A writer for the Washington Post found out on a Reddit thread kids talking about buying those realistic masks. You see on Temu and some of the other sites, they sell these masks that look like real people when you put them on to fool verification systems. So, when you got to sign on and all that stuff. Anyway, they're coming up with all sorts of ideas. But Australia, they're trying to do the right thing, banning everyone under 16 from having social media accounts. Probably the way to go. Plenty more to do. We've got your Bald and the Beautiful, about 8:12 National Days Good News Stories, late 8 o'clock hour. We're going to go from sun to clouds to rain, close to 50 tomorrow, back down to 35, cold, breezy, and sunny. My Country, 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.